This is News 25 with Stacy Jensen. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. News is also brought to you by Desert View Hospital. You can count on us.
And welcome to KPVM News 25 and Ace Country Radio. I'm Stacy Jensen. Deanna has the night off. Sheriff Joe McGill revealed to the public on Saturday night that the Nye County Animal Shelter and animal control officers will now be under control of the county come March 6th. McGill says that he believes the officers should remain under the sheriff's office control. We had a chance to also speak with a former animal control officer and shelter management manager, Beth Kukovilius, who has a unique perspective.
Beginning March 6th, Nye County Animal Control officers are going to be taken into and be under the shelter and no longer be under the sheriff's office.
Well, I was contacted by the county commission and they expressed a desire to take over control of the animal shelter, and a few days later it was discussed animal control also. So we are in the works and we are meeting with the Animal Shelter Administration, and we are working the nuances of how that is going to take place. I really don't necessarily see a problem with the animal shelter being taken over by the county and run by the county. When it comes to animal control, time will tell. I have some reservations with that. The problem is interpreting law, working under the law enforcement system, which the animal control is an arm of law enforcement. Like it or not, they do enforce laws. They are just animal laws. Why they think it would be any different than it was several years ago, I don't know. I don't know whether they would be able to facilitate criminal investigations or not. I think that it would be a hard press for them to be able to completely investigate animal cruelty cases, especially to the point of felony charges, if law enforcement is not involved. We have major criminal investigators. We do have Sergeant Morgan Dillon, who has shown interest and desire in the past to investigate these animal cruelty cases and has been very successful in those cases. We are still having transition meetings between our staff and the shelter staff and the county commission and the county manager. As of February 6th, the animal shelter is officially under the assistant county manager. Effective March 6th is supposed to be the effective date that animal control will transfer under the county rather than the sheriff's office. Well, they can contact their county commissioners, they can contact the county manager's office, they can contact the shelter, they can arrange protests, attend the county meetings, attend the Board of County Commissioner meetings, and this is going to have to be on the agenda at some point in time, I guess, and so they can express their opinions that way.
So about 18 plus years ago, I did work for animal control back when it was under emergency management. I went through animal control 1 and 2. I also, in the most recent years, ran Desert Haven Animal Society, which was the shelter before it was taken over by the county. 18 years ago, when it was ran by emergency management, we didn't have quite the crime rate that we had currently. I thought it was a great step up when the sheriff's office took over and started training the officers under their purview, more under the investigative skills, how they had more protection, a little bit more of a show of force in regards to the criminal section of it. I think it was a great move forward for animal control. So I think it was a much better idea to have animal control officers who investigate actual criminal cases, cruelty, things of that nature, to have that as their backing. I think that taking that away from them is a huge step back for that and for the officers and for our community and our animals. We just basically, you know, we would write a summons, we would write a ticket, and it kind of went off into la la land. I mean, we would have to write a summons, you know, you would have to hope to find a deputy that was willing to work with you to do an investigation if they had time, if they had the workload available. So you would have to put all the work in, hopefully be able to find someone that could do the work for you. You would find the deputy or a detective. They would, do that work with you. Then you would hope that they could find a judge to either, write that warrant for you to get more information. If you could get that stuff taken care of. Again, that was 18 years ago. A lot has changed. Whereas now under the sheriff's office, they have a lot more at their fingertips. They have that access to all of the computer skills, everything that they can do. They work hand in hand with those detectives, with those deputies. So it's a much smoother process. Things happen a lot faster, which means that these animals get saved a lot faster. I think that when you start putting political and law in the same room, I think it can get a little slimy. I think the law needs to be the law, and then leave it at that. If cruelty is cruelty, it needs to stay at that, and leave the political stuff out of it. I'm sorry. Animals still have rights, and that needs to be the end of it. I think the people need to state what they want. I think they need to say, hey, we should have a say. I mean, it comes down to, this is our county. This is something that they need to say. If they're not happy with what's going on, they need to speak up. We need to start saying, this is not right. We're not being asked what we want, and they need to start saying it.
And News 25 did invite County Commissioner Frank Carbone to participate in this story. We are still waiting for a confirmation at this time. We'll be back with more News 25 right on the other side of this break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on.
And welcome back. Well, we do have just in a report of a two-vehicle accident at Nevada Highway 160 and Mans Road. We do know emergency vehicles have just arrived on scene, and we'll have more on this story as it develops. Now, Sheriff Joe McGill spoke to our camera today about a robbery that took place at the Pahrump Dairy Queen Sunday morning. The suspect walked into the business and reportedly threatened the employees with a crowbar.
Investigation is revealing that it appears this individual is local. We have done extensive investigation over the last 24 hours since the robbery occurred, and further investigation is still pending. We do have strong leads, and those leads are being followed up. And at this point in time, that's about all that I can reveal to you based on the sensitivity of the investigation. But we will provide updates as further information becomes available. The individual presented a large crowbar, made physical threats to the employees, and demanded the money. Thankfully, the employees complied, and the individual left the scene. And like I said, we have good, strong leads, and we are continuing to follow up. If anybody recognizes the person, please call the Nye County Sheriff's Office, 775-751-7000. You can remain anonymous. If it is an emergent situation, please feel free to call 911.
And Sheriff Joe McGill did present a cash award that was collected from members of the public and given to a tipster this morning at the Nye County Sheriff's Office. The information this individual provided led to the capture of a suspect that has been charged with 2 felony counts of animal abuse and neglect. The tipster asked that we not give her name.
Hi, I'm Sheriff McGill, Nye County Sheriff's Department, and we are here presenting a reward to a citizen of Nye County who provided useful and very important information leading to the arrest of an individual. On December 24th, 2022, a dog was found at the Nye County Pahrump landfill and initially believed to be deceased. It was found that that dog was not deceased, but was suffering greatly. Investigation revealed that the animal was dropped at the Nye County landfill and left for dead. An investigation was completed and information was released to the public asking for information. This citizen from Pahrump came forward, provided valuable information leading to the arrest of the individual for the animal that was left at the dump and left to suffer to die. Additionally, another animal was found on the property of the individual, and the individual was later identified as Apollonio Aniceto. Aniceto was arrested and is pending a criminal case for 2 counts of animal neglect and abuse. This individual from our community provided valuable information leading to that arrest, and a collection was gathered by KPVM News and other individuals in the county. A total amount of $1,350 was gathered, and I am here today to present that dollar amount to our citizen who provided that information and led to the arrest. Thank you very much for your dedication to the animals of Nye County. We thank you for your help, and we value all the citizens' input. Thank you. And this is for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. And we do have a little update on that accident we just reported on at Mans and Nevada Highway 160. Mans is shut down right now with traffic being diverted. We do have that no injuries have been reported. Again, that is a 2-vehicle accident that happened just short time ago at Nevada Highway 160 and Mans Road. On Las Vegas TV Channel 2, Sue Levitt stopped by the Discovery Children's Museum as part of their report last November regarding heavy rainfalls in the Las Vegas Valley. The Clark County Regional Flood Control District has partnered with the Discovery Children's Museum to deliver an important message to children. Kids can visit Dranger Danger at the museum to receive flood safety tips along with a chance to win a prize. Dranger Danger will only be live at the museum until this November, so you want to go check it out sometime soon. Again, we'll be back with more News 25 right after this.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. News 25, local news you can count on.
And welcome back. A recent Cleveland Clinic survey found almost half of Americans admitted they buy fast food at least once a week, with the younger generation doing it the most. And while fast food may be convenient, it's not exactly healthy.
Sometimes we can convince ourselves that some fast foods are healthy. There can be certainly choices that are more healthy than others. I wouldn't classify fast foods as healthy by any means, but there are certainly choices that we can make that are definitely superior to others.
Julia Zumpano is a registered dietitian for Cleveland Clinic. She says fast food provides very little nutrition and is most likely made up of processed ingredients, which can include saturated fats, trans fats, and salt. And of course, all those things can be bad for your blood pressure and cholesterol. Zumpano says it's best to avoid fast food or at least limit how much you are eating on a weekly basis. However, if you do have to get fast food, she recommends being mindful of where you're going and what you're ordering. She also says it's best to avoid anything that is fried or breaded and instead stick to grilled meats, salads, and soups.
Depending on where you're going, if there's like more of a broth-based soup or a baked potato or maybe even a chili, something more along the soup aspect where you're getting in maybe some vegetables, some leaner proteins, some beans, those would be another great way to go.
And Zupano says if you keep a busier schedule and aren't sure what to cook at home, consider buying frozen vegetables, salad kits, or even mixed greens. Those won't take long to make. Same with pre-cooked meats and other side dishes like beans, whole grain rice, or noodles. And here's Mikey with our sports and your Super Bowl highlights.
Time now for your look at sports. I'm Mikey Ruhan. Super Bowl 57 was last night. It was a close game in Glendale, Arizona. Before the game started, KPVM's own David Preston got some bold predictions from his friends and family.
My prediction is Chiefs are definitely going to take this game. Eagles have looked amazing this year, but I know their quarterback is young, rookie, just doesn't have the experience that Patrick Mahomes has.
I've got a few predictions this time around. Thinking that the Kansas City isn't going to win. It's going to be a pretty close game, but the Eagles are doing phenomenal this year.
Babyface sang America the Beautiful. Chris Stapleton performed the national anthem. Fast forward to the most controversial play of the game. On Kansas City's final drive, Eagles cornerback was called for a holding on Juju Smith-Schuster with 1 minute and 54 seconds left in a tie game. The call got the Chiefs within field goal distance. Harrison Butler did just that. He kicked a 27-yard field goal in the Chiefs' 38-35 win. Rihanna's halftime show is pretty epic. She revealed she's pregnant. Super Bowl will be in Vegas next year at Allegiant Stadium on February 11th. Speaking of Vegas, the Golden Knights crushed the Ducks 7-2. They face off against the Sharks on Thursday.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Hey, there's a look at our new Lerner. It looks like our new camera up on 160 coming over the summit there. So not too bad. Again, that's our new traffic camera. Looks like we're going to have increased clouds. John's going to get us a full weather update here in just a moment.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios and worldwide on the local BTV app, the app you should have on your phone. It's a good one. Fernley, 58 degrees. Fallon at 57's almost as good. Carson City at 52, sneaking up on Tonopah with the Cool Spot Award, and 50 degrees this afternoon. 53 out in Goldfield. Beatty saw 63 and 66 in Amargosa, where the wind comes whipping down the plain, and the waving wheat sure smells sweet in Las Vegas at 60 degrees. Death Valley, 74 this afternoon. Here in the Paradise Pub, let's take a look at 58 degrees. Feeling pretty good. 61 just a little bit earlier. Winds out of the south-southeast, 8 miles per hour. The sun rose this morning in all its glory, hope, and promise for a new day at 6:33, and it's setting like right now. Look at that, 5:23 as the sun goes down. Low tonight, 38 degrees under clear skies, but look at that humidity, 47%. Smells like clouds, and maybe a bunch of them tomorrow. Actually, look at that, 43% chance of rain. 42. I'm splitting hairs. 23 mile per hour winds. There's going to be a big gust, bunch of clouds coming in, and rain going sideways in your ear hole. Wednesday. Rain's gone, but 19 mile per hour winds. There's some significant gusts kind of lingering in the air. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, looking pretty good. Saturday, we get a return of rain, but Sunday, whoa, it's the best day all week. 62 degrees, sunshiny skies, wonderful stuff when we start Monday with just a couple clouds and then not too much wind, but things to look forward to. It's going to be choppy here for the next 7 days. Make your plans. Back to that desk. Here's Stacy.
All right, thanks, John. Gusty winds back in the forecast. Only figures. Well, we've got a couple of different events and stuff coming up here in the area. We've got the Pahrump Ask a Lawyer coming up on March 7th. That's going to be happening at Pahrump Justice Court. That's at 1520 East Basin Avenue. That's where you can take advantage of the opportunity for a free 15-minute consultation with a Nevada attorney regarding your civil legal matter. There's also a chance to get pro bono legal advice. There is pre-registration required, and you can find this form on our Facebook page, or you can go to Nevada Legal Services. There's a QR code where you can scan and register for that event. Again, it's coming up from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on March 7th. So we also have vendors wanted for Amargosa Days. It's that time of year again. If you want a 12 by 12 space, or if you're a food vendor and if you need electric, you want to consider submitting your application before the end of March. Contact Brandy. She's going to have all your information. She wants to get that vendor application in. It should be a really good time. Again, email Rebecca Lucas, the town office. You can do that at town@townofamagosa.com. Or again, Brandy is at blferris09@gmail.com for more information on your application. Again, it's going to be a lot of fun. Amargosa Days coming up on April 28th through the 29th. Well, that does it for us tonight on KPVM News 25. I'm Stacy Jensen in for Deanne tonight. Have a good night.